The first thing that's really important to state right off the top is when you've had that kind of abuse, that severe sexual abuse, it's obviously continued to bother you over a long period of time, you really need to go into some therapy, to meet with a therapist who has experience working with sexual trauma, who can help guide you through the valley of the shadow of death as you face those fears and begin to move beyond them. And so I can't give you an answer in terms of how you can deal with that in any kind of detail, because that's a therapeutic process that you really need to begin. But I can give you some reasons why you're feeling the way you are. First of all, when we're growing up, we look to adults as authority figures. They tell us who we are and what's right or wrong. And when someone is sexually abused, there is a violation of that trust, especially when it's someone like a family member. And that has a long-term, lasting impact on how we look at ourselves, both psychologically and physically. And one of the things that happens with sexual abuse is our brain works by association. If I hear a sound of a meow, I know there's a cat nearby, because my brain has learned that when I hear that sound, it's coming from a cat. Well, your brain works by associating two different things that connect together. When someone is sexually abused, it involves the body. And therefore, the sexual event that took place transfers all the feelings onto your body. That event, because you were only 6 years old and because it was so wrong, felt gross, it felt dirty, it felt evil. And then you transfer those feelings onto your body because your mind associates your body with that sexual experience. And so your body becomes gross, it becomes dirty, it becomes evil. And sometimes people self-sabotage. They gain a lot of weight because they don't want to be physically attracted to someone. They don't want to deal with that. And so they allow that to impact them and keep them safe. And the issues can be very complex. Sometimes when a child is molested, they feel a sensation of pleasure, physical pleasure. Now, it's really important to understand this and listen carefully. Those are simply physical feelings. That doesn't mean that the person wanted it, they approved of it, they asked for it, or anything of that nature. But because of the physical sensations, they begin to wonder, did I want that? Is there something wrong with me? What am I doing? What did I do? And it's important to understand that a 6-year-old cannot make those kinds of decisions, as any child can't. And then what happens then is when that respected uncle glorifies your body in a way that's inappropriate, and then he goes to the other extreme, it creates mass confusion for you. Because especially for women in our culture, their body image is such an important thing, it's a complex thing, they're told so much by the media, by peers at school. And when you start out with that kind of abuse and those kinds of messages that you're beautiful, no, you're a fat cow, it adds to the confusion and you don't know what to do. That's why therapy is so very, very important. But it's also important to realize that you aren't responsible for what happened. You didn't cause it. But unfortunately, you are the one that has to deal with it. There are two truths. One of them is you didn't ask for that. You didn't have any control over it. The other truth is you are the one that has to deal with it and do something about it. What I mean by that is if you spend your whole life saying this event happened to me and it's going to forever control what I do, then it will control what you do. The therapy process is intended to give you power back, power that you didn't have as a 6-year-old. Power over your own body, power over how you feel about yourself, power over your relationships that was taken away from you. And you are in kind of a helpless situation as you allow those feelings and memories to overwhelm you. That's why it's so critical to deal with it. Please get help for that.